right. What the business is, world. So, it's all going down today. I figured I'd jump on IG Live and just talk to some of my fans and let them know what's going down. Currently, as you can see, I'm in the process of the studio. I got DJ Cat the Catalyst from the United Kingdom about to jump in. What we're doing today is we got an interview live in the UK, so I'm gonna go live right here, let y'all guys see what we're doing. Stay tuned. Let me view my request. Catalyst, let's keep it running. Let's see how we doing this. Okay.
Yeah.
Sent request. See how we gonna do this. Sent request. So basically what we're doing is talking about this world record. If you haven't been tuned in, what we're doing is basically connecting with Spotify, Deezer, Amazon,
Hey Claire, you there?
streaming platforms. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, let's get this over here like this. Perfect.
All right, we're gonna go live in a few minutes, yeah?
Yeah. I'm live.
All right, then you ready? You ready, yeah? All right. Yes, people, we're live, we're direct with the one and only Clay Hewitt, okay? So make sure you keep it locked in. Right now, we're playing also on Instagram, live, okay? Live and direct. You're listening to DJ Cat the Catalyst. And of course, in a few minutes, we're going to be speaking to Clay Hewitt. Keep it locked in, okay? So we're going to be asking him some questions, talking to him about the music that he's been getting up to and what he's been doing. So, of course, Clay, let the listeners know who you are, a little bit about yourself and what you do.
My name is the Revolutionary Kid, Clay Hewitt. Basically, I'm the leader of the Generation Changers and the world record holder for the most music released in the country. Basically, I have platformed myself to release 200 mixtapes of music, 100 solid albums on all streaming platforms, and 400 music videos to back this world record. You know?
Okay, wow. Okay, you said that definitely. So you know what? Let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about the journey. How did the journey begin? How did it start? And what made you do this particular kind of vibes of music?
Definitely all started with just the embrace of hip hop, you know, and how hip hop has been so influential in a person like my life. I just feel music is like a defining factor of life, and it was my go-to. So whenever I would be dealing with something or situations, I would just go into the studio and lock in. And so it just started with trials and tribulations and dealing with life and being able to catapult what life has given me into the transition to my world record.
For real. And you know, let's talk about that. Let's talk about your world record. What made you do a world record, and how come you've done so many different tunes and different records of it?
Well, basically, I figured that, you know, everybody in 2021 is trying to be an artist. So I figured what would make me stand out. I felt like music was being not only watered down, but simplified by the labels and not even being put together properly, as well as released properly. I went through a few trials and tribulations with a couple of labels, learned a few things about music, got into my own lane. Shout out to Urban Blend, Nick Major, Manny M16, some of the cats that really just grounded me on my root level when it came to teaching me some of the music outlets and things I needed to do. Once I outsourced a few albums with the label, Urban Blend. Shout out to Tampa Bay, Hillsborough, Sandman, surrounding areas that are really, really doing anything out there. I basically I stepped away from the label, and I told them that I wanted to go independent, maybe like 2 months before the ball dropped of 2021. And they just had basically said that, you know, listen, Clay, we don't think that it's the right way to put the music out there because the fans, they listen to music slowly. I said, listen, this is nothing to do with how the fans want it. This is how I want it. I want to drop my music the way I want it. I want to put my music the way out there the way I do. And basically just tapped into my own realm, which was dropping 100 albums on all streaming platforms to define the world record that I had previously had at 200 mixtapes. You're a mixtape rapper, you're a mixtape rapper. That's what they say. So until I put something on Spotify, Amazon, Deezer, and all streaming platforms to make it stick, we were just looked at as like, you know, the hype. You just got a bunch of mixtapes. So basically, after having all those mixtapes, took a flight to California, did a little touring, got involved with the business aspect, and met a couple of labels out there. Shout out to Big No Name and Financial Records. Basically, I was with them for a little bit, like just, you know, just working with a couple people. Ran into a homie named Dizzle Ja. Dizzle Ja said, drop everything. He said, listen, shout out to Dizzle Ja. I'm definitely going to post this on your wall. He was like, look, man, I don't care what you do. Take your music. When you go home, drop everything. Don't worry about what people are going to tell you. You really talented. And I just took it for what it was worth. He just showed me like there was a little lane that I can get into where I was trying to fit into. And I, at that point in time, before the ball dropped midnight, I had uploaded approximately 96 albums of the world record to Spotify, becoming the only artist in the world to hold the most music streaming on all platforms in the world. So it didn't stop there. Within 8 days, we had gone 2 million streams on Spotify, which is crazy because like after I dropped the music online, fans started listening more after I went. I basically went viral on a song that I didn't really think was going to go viral. The Untold Stories that Clay Hewitt dropped. And then next thing I know, labels started calling and videographers wanted to work. And like, it just started to snowball and people started to ask, who is the Revolutionary Kid and what was I capable of? Because I then released all this music. Then they were like, oh, the numbers aren't good. So then we hit 2 million streams on Spotify. And it's like, now it's like, they talk in the bag, you know, they're like this kid's serious. You know, it's not just quantity over quality, because like when they're listening to the music, it's actually potent music. So I was just holding on to a lot of music, dropped the world record, and now it's basically to pull back the Wizard of Oz curtain of who I really am and show the world who Clay Hewitt is, you know?
For real, for real. You know what, speaking of that, of quantity over quality, what would you say if like people were listening in, you've just said the numbers and they're like, oh, he's just thinking about how many numbers he's got rather than, you know, the good quality music, like you said. What would you say to those listeners right now?
I would ask those listeners to go jump on Spotify and type in Clay Hewitt and do their own research. I never want to direct the person to be like, listen, I want you to listen to my music because I'm hot. I say, listen, there's 200 albums of music. If you can't find something within 200 albums of music, there's another 100 albums of music and 400 music videos to back it. If I can't please the listener, then maybe I'm not just for them. I'm not for everybody. But I know that there's people out there that want to listen to different music than what's being portrayed to our children and what's being downplayed from the labels. Because the labels aren't really cutting it anymore. Like, let's be serious. It's all about the independent artists and the streaming platforms that we have to align ourselves with our own fan base. So I think it's if you're not getting enough fan listeners, or they're like, oh, it's quality over quantity. I just think that it's not for that listener. And I have no bad blood to that listener. I just think that there's listeners out there that want to listen to the music that I'm creating. And I'm going to find those listeners. For
real, for real. So when we're thinking about that, how do you process your music? How do you go about creating your tunes and putting it together?
Definitely off life. I've walked through these albums with my heart on my sleeve. Basically just living up to what I've become in the booth. And that is just an embracement of knowledge and things that I'm going through within my life. And, you know, just everyday events. I have a daughter, shout out to Millie Matrix. She gives me a lot of inspiration. I got a girl. She give me a lot of inspiration to move throughout this music and think twice about things that I'm doing. So it's just, you know, you just got to stay focused on what you're really doing and people that are really for you. Because if you can't change the people around you, just change the people around you. That's basically my motto. If you can't change the people around you that you're trying to somewhat have a change in, then get out of there. They're not for you. That's not your tribe. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain selection of people that are out there that are really, really, really for the raw content of what hip hop is doing. And I really feel like as soon as the world pulls back the curtain and the Guinness Book of World Records unleashes some light on what I'm doing, you know, Spotify, Deezer, all these streaming platforms, they have 100 albums of music on this platform. I don't care that is garnishing. I care about the world record, people finding it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we just played one of your songs. It's called In Love with Music.
Yeah.
and it had like a fusion kind of vibe, but also a hip hop vibe. It had like lots of different vibes in there. How
Right.
did you go about making that tune? Because I personally like that one. How did it go about? How did you go about doing it?
Music, just just self-explanatory. I believe I was working with a DJ. He had a beat one night, and was like, "Hey,
Yeah,
up on the song. Like, I really want to do a little mashup with you." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. Just throw it together." Um,
mm,
a lot of the songs that I do are really like I don't hold music, so like it's all everything I do is almost is new because I don't sit there. A lot of artists will critique and craft their art, like for a long time. With me, it's
yeah,
I learn to craft the art and move on to the next piece of art so that I feel like I'm performing an art piece, but it's not just one little selection of me just designing this one piece. It's
yeah,
one piece to this big puzzle for everybody to look at. So shout out to
for
all my
real.
fans that are tapped in. I love all y'all guys. I see all the hearts. I see all the love y'all
Yeah,
sharing. I love y'all guys worldwide. Like,
blessings,
hey,
definitely.
I see they all.
So, who would you like to collab with? Who would you like to link up with?
I would definitely like to collab with a few people. One artist, Justin Bieber. Most definitely, probably the Migos, Gucci Man.
Mm,
Nas, maybe French Montana. Um,
mm,
the big ones. I want to record with Jay-Z. I want to sit down
okay.
and have a meeting with Jay-Z. You know what I mean, and just talk to publications of just the story. Basically, what
Yeah,
I'm doing now is fundamentalizing the story to Netflix, Lionsgate Films, trying to build a movie around this and a Netflix documentary / reality TV series. So um,
okay.
shout out to my West Coast family, B Mike Rob, the real
Mm,
D Wayne. I stayed tapped in with a few people that are really tapped in on the West Coast. Shout out to
yeah,
my brothers in law. I'm working with a lot of different people behind the scenes. So
mm,
when it all comes together, it will definitely be a piece that I've been working on. That's a masterful piece because I've been working with these small pieces to the puzzle and then putting a
mm,
big puzzle together around it for all of these people to link and finally be in the same room together. So
for real. That's a vibe for real. So, what's next? What can the listeners look forward to, and how can they link you?
what's next is Clay Hewitt on every single streaming platform. I don't care, Pandora, Spotify, whichever you guys choose to listen to it on. The albums on
Mm,
YouTube. We are 4 albums away. I'm not going to sit here and try to and lie about it. We are 4 albums away from the world record of being 100 albums total, but there is
yeah,
96 albums on Spotify right now.
mm,
What we're doing with the fans is every fan that jumps into my inbox and just says, I want the world record. I'm dropping them. I have a secret that I've kept from the industry, which is basically the albums that are released on Spotify are not
yeah,
the albums released on Dat Piff. And I want to make this notable to my fans that are listening around the world because if you go to Spotify, I'm not cheating the game, but for my real listeners that know what datpiff.com is, and when they search So Live and they search Clay Hewitt, they'll find
yeah,
the real original quality albums with the full 32 songs mastered on them. If you go to Spotify, you will only receive 10 songs of the world record on each album. So what I've done
okay.
is secretly cut the world record in half to drop 100 albums online. And I didn't
Mm,
release all 30 plus songs on each album. So there's 10 songs a piece. You get a taste on Spotify.
yeah,
Google the name Clay Hewitt. The world record will come up. Instagram is Clay_Hewitt. Just fans that want music, they know how to find it. And just put the
okay.
face with the name and remember that there's an artist out there that secretly hid 200 to 300 albums of music and 400 videos for the fan to
Mm,
listen to.
for
It's
real,
a secret that's
definitely.
out there. And
Yeah, man.
the world record is to be told and to be shown.
Mm,
So I just hope that my fans are tapped in. Shout out to the 352-813. Ellie, you know what time it is. Jody, Amelia. Shout out to the team, Trill and Sean. Steel City, we out here working. DJ Cat, the Catalyst has been a blessing. You know what it is on
every,
the side. What's next?
yeah,
The Revolutionary Kid, Leave Your Heart at the Door is the album. It's on the way. That'll be album 100. Shout out to Steel City. The handout mixtapes just dropped. There's just so much to talk about in so little time. I just hope that my
mm,
fans tap in. Remember the name Clay Hewitt when it comes to music, and just make sure you type that in your search engine, and everything
for
on
real.
the story will
You
unfold.
know, at this time, like I said before, I always ask if they, yourself want to do either a little piece for the listeners or you want to say a little something to the listeners. It's up to you.
Yeah, most def. I was prepared for that.
Okay, you were prepared. All right.
I was prepared for that. So, the Catalyst said, you only got one shot. So pay attention. Look, all I need is one mic, one crowd, one fan to listen. Throwing them off the roof like old dog with pigeons. I'ma take the dopest beats and rip it with precision. Pride's on the mission, I say the world through a vision. My mom called me a bum cause I'm begging for change. And you just looking for ice and all of the fame. But I see through the real and I know my game. Behind the closed doors, they will search for your priors. Yeah, see, money's a desired, you hired. Well, the rap game is now fired. Call me out on the record, this kid get inspired. They not rappers, they just some professional liars. Getting paid to walk around the world, dryer. Ice cap, get melted off when the shots fired. Looking like a rich man in a brand new attire. Hip hop not dead, you heard it through the wire. Try to hustle backwards, kids don't admire. Girls trucking in the bushes, mama rider. Mama working overnight, warm off a higher. Stick up kids' back, here come the pasta. Food for thought, you won't have some lobster. 2 shots of Tanqueray in white boxes. Used to get beat, but now she never lift a box up. She would have never said something, she probably get boxed up. Michaela, my little sister, she need a promise. Listen, I told her pick herself up. Yeah, be lucky you standing up, cause with the attitude you have and how you don't give a what. The Reaper's still out here and we pulling up trucks. Fans listening, I hope you listen with your heart. I'm the cradle to the grave, I'm the fight in your bark. But little do you know that these visions get sharp. Life messed up, girls raped in the park. Society that is struck, you feel a taste of the shark. That's the only thing promised to Lois and Clark. So when the devil has arrived, hope you met your mark. So when you die today, who will show at your wake? You got a million friends on Facebook and all of them fake. I'm trying to leave a legacy that's fueled all by fake. See, the clock is still ticking, he got dreams to chase. Seeing light through my third eye, this great escape. Hoping my eyes gradually can I see all the fake. Johnny's on the block, watching for new case. See me on the block and they plot for the new case. He got a 1045, he telling the truth today. Harassing all the innocent citizens to walk away. Telling America to stand up, criminal case. 6-year-old daughter, but she dancing in lace. All about your tuition, but you got roll to taste. Talk chaos, I see the mistakes. Writing notes upon your book and then they post them on their face. I like my static, like my music, and then share it with my... I'm praying to the Lord that my daughter go to school today. Sometimes I think about what she gonna learn today. She say, Daddy, don't die, it'll be okay. I said, stop thinking like that, I'm in good grace. Scares me to think about who gonna take my place and how she gonna live in this world's race. Government don't care till you all escape. It's 2021 and live shooting up the place. Feeling like slavery to me, I want a water break. They pay me tomorrow for what you do today. Your life is a movie, you done press play. Sitting in your coffin, you waiting on Judgment Day. Time to blow this game up. Timmy McVeigh. All I need is one shot. No JFK. No pounds, no bricks. Just me and my Dre's. I got a million balls. Here's the buffet. Feeding the whole world. They can't see Clay. Follow the leader, but I never do what he say. Spitting my visions up in Braille. Blind see me. So Jesus, if you're listening, walk for cheesecake. Beef on a record fillet like beefsteak. See through the rail when they looking like a sweepstakes. Kids holding magnums. Gas masks in Kuwait. Planes dropping bombs on kids. Look at they face. Until the light come on January 28th. And when a light come and Roswell show you up their face. President want the veto, but they play for high stakes. Cops carry the guns, decreasing the crime rate. Look, man, I want to know what Swan tastes. Fluoride in the bleach, hold up in my toothpaste. Work at the store, but my skin tone took the jewel case. He say he real, but he probably really fool gaze. I've been nice since LL had a cool J. Fly my dreams overseas to give me room to write. Fly my dreams overseas to give me room to write. DJ Catalyst, this is one mic. DJ Cat the Catalyst, this is one mic.
Yeah. You know what? Blessings every time. It's been an honor and a pleasure. And you know what? Big up all the Instagram crew. People are loving it on the radio. Big shout out to each and every one. Okay. And of course, any final thoughts, any final words you want to say before we go?
Man, shout out to the 352, the 813. All my fans showing me love in the chat. Jump in the inbox. You know what I'm saying? So I can send you guys the links to the music. I got so much love for my city, for my surrounding areas, for everybody going through it, through this whole COVID shit. Listen, mask up and keep your kids safe, keep your family safe. Remember, I love all y'all guys and nobody.